Welcome to Austria. This is Erzberg, and this is the Iron Giant. From the little mining town of Eisenherz towers a mountain of iron. Home to 4,000 employees, this mine has been working for over a century. For one long weekend in June, it reclaims its birthright as the most extreme one-day enduro in the world.
Erzberg is one of the hardest races in the world, for sure. No questions asked.
It's 4 days of racing against one thing, against this mountain we call the Iron Giant.
And this, my friends, is Karl Katosch, the mastermind behind this mischievous playground. This is the land of all or nothing, with an ultimate test of will to be your best or to just finish. Right off the start, the German Andreas Lettenbelcher uses the power of his BMW 450 four-stroke to hopefully dust the followers in his wake. And here's Taddy B with a very good start. He was last year's winner and is in the top 5 on the attack. Andreas Lettenbelcher has stood on the podium here before, having finished runner-up to the two-time champion David Knight in 2006. Adrenaline begins to flow. It's critical that they find their groove early on and stay calm, especially with world champions like Cyril Dupre and Juha Salminen close behind and on the gas.
At the beginning, you're angry and you're aggressive. You try to fight it. You fight the guy that's doing the track. You tell yourself, like, I want to show him how to do it. But after a while, you get so exhausted, you're even too exhausted to be angry anymore. So don't think at all, just go. And if you fall over, get up and go again. Don't scream. You will see people screaming out there and shouting at themselves and others. Save the air. You need them for breathing. Just go.
For a moment, our leader Andreas gets confused on what the course direction is. This has been a downfall to leading this race in the past, given that the course markers can be very hard to distinguish. With no time to relax, the German can sense that another racer is breathing down his neck. And it's none other than the Polish Nightmare, defending champion, Mr. Taddy Blazusiak. The Red Bull Hare Scramble was born with the idea that just one man would see the checkered flag. Taddy seemed destined to conquer it one day.
I started riding when I was really young, when I was 5 years old, and I started riding chows. And I was riding chows all my life, till 07 Erzberg, when I came here for fun.
As a rookie, Taddy's performance in 2007 was nothing short of astounding. Even more is the story of how he came to redefine the sport of extreme enduro.
He came to Erzberg as a basically tourist, and he decided, I think on Wednesday he decided that he's gonna go and race. He called me, I was like, Wojtek, should we go? I was like, well, we have a weekend of trials off, so maybe, but we don't have a bike. He was like, okay, I'm gonna take it from my friend. He took like 5 old bikes, they took the best parts, put it in one bike, and they just went to Erzberg. And then he calls me like, you know what, I just won. I was like, no way!
I was pretty amazed, with my result, because like how you can win, I haven't even seen a centimeter, like nothing of the track.
It's Taddy's focus that allows him to find the edge while racing, and it's his courage to give it his all that sets him apart from the others.
Racing is racing, and I'm trying to stay focused on the line and on the start and try to get a good start, and that's all the things which are going through my mind now. And then just flat out, we'll see. No pressure. Yeah, always something. No, nothing special.
"20 minutes into the race, Andreas is still holding off the Polish Nightmare as they head into another series of climbs the Austrians call Badawane, which is translated into the bathtub. These climbs offer a chance for Andreas to increase his gap on Taddy, hoping he will make a mistake. So far, Andreas has managed to hold a solid pace, but now the defending champion is hot on his tail and ready to pounce. Now comes a moment of truth for Andreas. Can I go any faster, or must I settle with losing sight of Taddy for now? These men know that in racing, it's all or nothing. Right here, right now. While the leaders march on, most of the other 500 racers who qualified are still having a wicked time on the first set of steep climbs. This is where a much larger battle is evolving into a veritable stew of chaos. And look, there's our friend Dieter Happ, who is beginning to get violently showered by the Erzberg Gatling gun. Oh, what it must feel like to have avocado-sized rocks roosted into your grill, with nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Take this ambitious dirt warrior, for instance. He just got his 2 front teeth knocked straight out. I don't even know his name, so let's call him Hans Teeter. And I don't think that Hans will even care. With semi-grim scenes like this sprouting throughout the course, race promoter Karl Katosch beams with pride and somewhat of a sadistic grin.
When we started to race, enduro racing was basically forbidden in Austria. So we tried to convince the authorities that it's just a nice pleasure thing to go riding on Erzberg, and we introduced it as a safety event. But after the first race, the hospital was pretty much full. So everybody knew that it's probably better positioned as a very tough enduro race.
Erzberg Rodeo was invented by a group of 3 people. One of them is still the race promoter. His name is Karl Katosch. And these guys invented the whole thing in 1994. Wow. And they were really looking after something like unrideable.
I think Karl's goal is to have this race once in his lifetime where no one makes the finish, or maybe one guy makes the finish. That's Karl's goal. But there's always 19, 20, 30 guys that mess up his plans. So what he does, he goes back home, he goes around here, finds some new unrideable sections and adds them to the course. And that's how the whole Erzberg is evolving and turning into a monster.
You can die alone out there, but you can go through with the help of your friends.
I think these guys don't have any regard for safety. I mean, it's like, you go off that, you're gonna die.
So it's getting more and more difficult to finish it. And the goal of this guy is definitely to have one guy finish it in 4 hours and have 499 failures. If you ever manage to finish Erzberg within 4 hours, you're a winner. No matter which position you're at. You see the checkered flag at Erzberg, you're a knight. You're a knightly accoladed enduro rider. And that's what everyone goes for.
Now Taddy leads the race into a section known as Dynamite, which makes sense given the area appears to be scattered with the debris of a mining blast. As the top two move on, a posse of aggressive riders arrive in succession to give Dynamite a go. These are some of the best extreme enduro races in the world. They include Cyril Dupre from Andorra, Juha Salminen of Finland, Paul Bolton from England, and the German Gerhard Forrester. Next is the promising rookie from New Zealand, Chris Birch, and the 19-year-old American sensation, Kyle Redmond. Here we have two young and brave men in quest of a great result. And in the very unpredictable sport of extreme enduro, they still have a shot at making the podium.
Got a rag? No. Okay.
Alain Duclos from Mali, Africa, has been going strong just outside the top 5 until now. This is his first ever extreme enduro race, and the Iron Giant is beginning to suck the life out of him. He is in a tailspin already. Duclos comes from a desert racing background, having competed in the legendary Dakar Rally. But these are not the sand dunes of Mauritania.
Water, please.
Now he cooks in the heart of Austria, plunging himself even deeper into a twisted adventure that has just begun.
Be a little bit sick in the head. There's a lot of people that would just look at this and go, why would you do this?
I don't know, I guess you've got to be a certain type of person to think that's fun, but there's a lot of them here. There's 1,500 of them here. The appeal for the extreme races is just the ultimate challenge.
And in England we always try to get up the biggest things we can find, and everything's a challenge. We don't shy away from that. Yeah. Challenge yourself against the best. Come and have a go and see what you can do.
I think the bigger part that makes people go is just the sportive ambition to ride something which is not rideable. course, masochism is a bit of the game. Because if we wouldn't have that, you would just turn around after half the course, even if you're good.
If you don't have the determination just to keep going, if you're not that type of person, then you wouldn't be here. It's something that just comes from within. I mean, it's death before DNA. It's just a thing that enduro riders have in their body that, you know, giving up is just not an option. If you give up, you're not a true enduro rider. You should be a motocross rider. I rode trials up until I was about 16 or 17 and went into enduros right up till now. In the last year or so, started getting out of New Zealand and doing the extreme rides, and it's getting really, really fun. Really found my niche, found what I like. Extreme rides are awesome. And this is one of the most extreme ones going. It's the first time I've raced against a lot of the top World Enduro Champ guys, and basically everyone that's good in the sport is here. If you can get on the podium here, you're a hard man. You don't have to be, you know, one of the top guys just to have a crack. Anyone can show up and have a go, which I think is a really cool part of the sport.
Unlike the top racers here at Erzberg, Chris has only begun to taste what it's like to be a factory rider, and the smile says it all.
Up until a month ago I was working full-time, but my employer at the time weren't going to give me time off to go and do this race and another race I just did a month ago in Australia. And so I chucked the job in and living off the government for a little bit.
And it definitely doesn't hurt to have a supportive wife that is more at ease with him competing than doing anything else.
But Monica's really, really good to me. She's very supportive. Doesn't mind me disappearing for 3 weeks and leaving her with a dog. So it's good. I'm very lucky to have her.
Of course, go to Greece, go to Romania, go to Austria, and just being up for him going and doing it. And I know that, you know, often people have said, oh, many wives wouldn't let the husbands go away this many times. I was like, who am I to stop in his way? It's what he does. I couldn't imagine going, oh, please don't go. I miss him, but he got me a puppy, so I look after the puppy. That's pretty much the biggest role.
I think she gets more nervous that I'm just going to do something stupid, like just lose my wallet and not be able to get home or miss a flight. Or I think she realises once I get here and get on the bike, I'll be okay. It's more the stuff leading up to it that I think she worries about. Maybe she knows me too well.
The staircase is a classic section that has seen some carnage over the last couple of years. While the racers were once forced to cross over the tracks, they are now diverted straight up the mountain. This is a deceptive ploy by the mastermind Katosh, as they are now forced to endure a seemingly never-ending series of brutal switchbacks. The purpose of this course seems to be designed to sap the racers of all their energy, effectively cutting the field in half once again. Yet Taddy is unfazed as he makes it look easy, blazing up the steep mountainside. He even appears to be gaining strength, as if to be drawing it straight from the Iron Giant itself. Andreas Lettenbelcher still powering on sheer will and determination in hopes of catching a glimpse of Taddy's back wheel. Just behind him, the race intensifies as Juha Salminen and Paul Bolton have maintained their positions in the front of the pack. Cyril Dupre and Gerhard Forrester are still on the pipe and taking smooth lines. Rookie Chris Birch right on their tails, looking to make a pass. And to everyone's surprise, it's the American Jeff Aaron, who has started from the second row and has now passed 80 racers to reach the top 10. It would not be wise to count out this newcomer to the Iron Giant. This year, Jeff Aaron joins Kyle Redmond as one of the two Americans in contention for the podium. This is the first time Jeff has competed at Erzberg. After dominating national trials circuit with 10 titles, he was excited to do something new.
Extreme enduro started to take off a little bit, and it's kind of a combination of trial skills and a little bit of just basic trail riding skills, and so now it's attracting me.
Even though Jeff has a stacked trophy case from his years in trials, doesn't mean he's going to be in the top 10 at Erzberg.
You know, a lot of the top enduro guys right now that are doing well these extreme enduro events all have trials riding backgrounds, and I think that just the nature of trials riding, it just riding difficult terrain, it teaches you balance and control, and you know, all those skills transfer over to whatever type of bike you're riding. And I think when the terrain gets tougher, you know, these skills start to shine. My expectations, I'm trying to keep it kind of light. I want to try to have fun with the sport. You know, I'm a trials rider, so when it gets technical and nasty, hopefully my skills will shine. The speed sections are probably the scariest, just because the risk goes up. I got to ride a little over my head. That's a little scary. My goal is to finish the event and kind of see if it's something that I can be more competitive at in the future.
Backing off his flat-out style for a brief moment, Taddy is the first to arrive at Carl's Diner, dubbed after race promoter and founder Carl Katosh, the CEO of Pain and Suffering. Taddy has opted to run a trial-style tire on the back wheel to enhance his traction through the rocks. Even though there's reduced traction on the climbs, it appears the pole has done his homework.
Actually, our grandfather that started the bike. Then was our father that raced, but just for fun. And it was me that I went to the racing national level. Taddy started just after me. And then I broke a few bones. And Taddy was really good. So we just decided that we're going to put all the power in the better one. And then here we are. He's a really good guy to be, hang around with. He doesn't talk about himself too much.
My name is Borat. I'm from Kazakhstan.
He's not a stuck-up for sure. Especially right now, over last year, it was big changes, all the interviews, journalists, and all the press. It's a lot of things. So some people would think that maybe he would, just flip and think, "Well, I'm a star." No way. He actually turned the other way around. He was like, "It's all good, but I still have to do the hard work."
I don't know if I'm really talented or if I'm working hard. For sure, I'm doing both. I don't know about the talent. I just know the thing I have to do to be at the top, and I just work as hard as I can. But in the end, it works, so it's cool.
And here come two real hungry men into the diner. Cyril Dupre and Paul Bolton are battling and putting the pressure on Juha to earn the last spot on the podium. Bolton plots his route like a student solving a calculus equation. He knows that this is his time to shine, making his mark on two legends of the sport. As Taddy arrives at a new section named the Roof of Africa, he continues to ride like he's in second place, chasing a leader who isn't even there. With his flat-out attitude and an eye for precision, he takes a quick check of his rear wheel to grab every bit of traction he can. Now he's set to get after it. Andreas is a different racer now. The Karl Katosch evil funhouse is beginning to take its toll on the German. But don't count Andreas out. He has been riding hard with one foot peg like a warrior. He will never quit. He knows anything can happen in racing, even though Taddy is up ahead. There is still a chance he can win. Just making it to Karl's Diner is an accomplishment in itself. It's as if these massive rocks represent the obstacles of the mind. Some may just want to light their bikes on fire and go home, yet that is not an option when you're battling the Iron Giant. As racers forge on, they leave with a greater sense of what the spirit of Erzberg really means. Back at the stair-step section, racers stage for a shot at another wicked switchback up this ridiculously steep climb. At times, the bikes and the riders are taking turns suffering.
You having fun? Supermotor ist mein Vater. Ha? Supermotor aus dem Vater. You having fun? Oh, scheiß
We are living for this because I like it. This is my life.
Currently, the Englishman Paul Bolton is holding the final spot on the podium. Right behind him is the 19-year-old Redmond, who has now passed Salminen after battling with Cyril Dupre just like a veteran. It is becoming clear that the American riders are starting to really get what Erzberg is about and how to get on the podium here. The young gun, Redmond works desperately hard to catch Bolton in this aggressive terrain. But Bolton is on the throttle and letting it all hang out. Kyle is racing with a fast and reckless style and is leaving nothing behind in his effort to chase down the miraculous Bolton. The German Gerhard Forster has been manning his BMW 450 well, as he continues to go about his business, taking a little nap in the dirt. Salminen is severely struggling and is nearly at a standstill. Things have seemingly gone from bad to worse. Yet an unlikely ally comes in the form of rookie Chris Birch. Just as these two are getting to know each other, another racer blows by them both. Unbelievable! It's American Jeff Aaron, who started from the second row. Jeff is making good use of his all-wheel drive Christini and has now launched himself into podium contention. Jeff considers his Christini KTM a secret weapon. This revolutionary bike is getting its first chance to perform on the international stage.
The Christini all-wheel drive is relatively new. It's a mechanical design. When the rear wheel loses traction and spins, the front wheel engages and starts to drive. The bike's really unique because you get into certain situations where you could stop where everyone else, if they stopped and they tried to start again, they would just spin and dig a hole. Sometimes I can pick a different line. I think it should work great.
Reitwagenklam is the last severe test for these gallant racers. It's simply unrideable and ugly. Yet this is a help zone, so the racers have a chance to finish within the 4-hour time limit. This section would have been a deal ender for most, but Taddy seems to have the strength to push his bike up solo. Yet he welcomes the help and is quickly hoisted up the steep, rocky chute, and time is running out for anyone to catch him. Back at the Roof of Africa, Chris Birch is paying his dues as a rookie with the legendary Juha Salminen. He has taken on the spirit of camaraderie that helps racers finish here at Erzberg.
I never thought I'd be teaming up with Juha Salminen.
As Birch and Juha move on, other racers are looking for a solid top 10 finish. South African Daryl Curtis motors his way in a clean fashion over the rocks to find yet another block of the trail. After fading early on at Dynamite, Alain Duclos from Mali was surely done for at Carl's Diner. Yet, here he is at the Roof of Africa. He is about to truly find out what he is made of.
just this vicious circle that is winding you down. The more you fall, the more tired you get, the more your concentration gets lost, and the more, even more stupid things are gonna happen. And that's the bad thing about it.
Oh, I want my mum.
Reitwagenkram can be straight up demoralizing. Although this is a help zone, racers are mentally and physically crushed, barely able to even hold themselves up. The KTM racer Duclos has completely run out of gas. He has forgotten his name and is unable to carry on. He knew it was going to be a rough one, but he hung it out. For well over an hour, the finish line has been silent as everyone awaits the first arrival. Karl Katosch has said it would be an insult if anyone finished this year's race in less than 2 hours. He had formulated it to be the most difficult race course ever. Yet, Karl is beaten again, blown away by the increase of talent. Because here comes last year's champion, Mr. Tadej Blazusiak, the Polish nightmare himself. This man continues to set a new standard in the sport as a humble champion who just loves to ride. And he does it with that Tadej style, flair, and panache. Bettering his time from last year, finishing in just over 1 hour and 20 minutes. This glory will never die. "15 minutes later, the heroic Andreas Lettenbelcher arrives full of passion. He charged hard for nearly the whole race, virtually on one leg. Overcoming adversity makes second place that much sweeter for him. And then there is the dashing Brit Paul Bolton taking the last spot on the podium. After bashing his knee, he was nearly done for. 19 seconds later comes Cyril Dupre with a stellar performance. His teammate and competitor, Tadej B, knows what Dupre has endured on this glorious day, and he is right there to pay respect and congratulate him. Kyle Redmond of Lake Hughes, California is the first American to hit the finish line. To finish in the top 5 after a second year is a huge accomplishment. 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 32 seconds. That is how long it took Jeff Aaron to come from the second row and finish with a respectable 6th place. The resilient Gerhard Forrester would finish 45 seconds behind Jeff Aaron. Then, just 2 minutes later, New Zealander Chris Birch would conquer the Iron Giant. But this is when Chris's real moment to shine came. Rather than relaxing, he went back out on the course to do what he could do to help other riders finish.
Up to come and help the KTM guys. Well, help them as much as I can. Because I think that's what Enduros is about. It's not a bunch of assholes. We help each other. We're good people. So I'm going to go and help Jesus down here. If I help a guy called Jesus, it'll do me good later in life.
South African Daryl Curtis comes through in flying colors along with Juha Salminen, who put out a big effort to finish. And this would be the 37th finisher out of 500 that started the Red Bull Hare Scramble today. Omar Al-Hassar crosses the line with less than 1 minute to go till the horn blows.
Come on!
Katosh has now raised the red flag, just as a couple of racers have arrived. But this race is over. Having come all that way to be denied in the last 50 feet is demoralizing.
I did finish. Maybe not on the time, but I did finish.
Events like this put life in perspective, with an opportunity to know yourself deep down and see what you're made of. These racers have put in the work to be the best. They never settle and push themselves to new limits while living life to the fullest. When it's your time, remember to go flat out and never quit.
champion.
Woo! Okay.
Go to sleep inside.
Great. What happened up there at the mountain?
I can't remember most of it. I'd like to forget a lot of it. Just had a couple of crashes and that was it really.
Where?
There was one downhill section that was just so really severe. I thought I could ride down it without a problem, but it wasn't so easy. It was really, really difficult.
At third place at this adventure, what does it mean for you?
I'm just over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Yeah.
Need to be afraid about the American rider now. They understand what's about the Erzberg Rodeo. They know about it now. Yeah, and in a good position now, and we are fighting. We are fighting until the finish.
I never quit. Either my bike will blow up or I'll have a heart attack, but I'll never quit. Good job.
I was riding you half helmet and I think I got a bit caught up in the moment. Next thing I knew I was smoked, so I had to take it easy for a bit and then sort of came right again. Yeah, pretty stoked to get here. It was awesome.